Welcome back, Day Drinking with Dog. We're going to get right into it today. I met this gentleman, well, I've known you for a little while, but formally introduced ourselves about a month and a half ago. I don't want to botch this. Tony Giantasio.
Yes.
Is that close enough?
Yeah, that's
great.
You
freaking Italians, I tell you. Tony G. Tony G is our Republican nominee for the mayor of Milford.
Yes.
As everyone knows, I've had Ben on before on the show, and Ben had stepped down to take a job with the state, and now Richard Smith is filling out his term, and so we will have two fresh faces.
That's right.
Come November. What is the date this year? November
7th.
7th? Okay.
And I am the new face of the Republican Party.
I like to hear. That's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
The new face of the Republican Party. So Tony G, so we're going to actually have you on again closer to Election Day to really go through what you're running on. We're going to touch on some of it today.
Okay.
But I look at today more as like a meet and greet. Tell us about yourself, why you want to run for mayor, maybe your schooling, your history, like a little bit about yourself. And I know you're Milford born and raised.
Right, exactly.
Without dating yourself, without...
I'm from Milford for Milford.
Nice.
So, yeah, I grew up here, went to school here, went to Live Oak School when it was a K through 8. So I was at Live Oak.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, from kindergarten up to 8th grade, and moved on to Foreign High School. So I'm a Foreign High grad. Go Lions. My kids as well went to Live Oaks and Foreign High. So, it's very unique to have someone that, lives in Milford, from Milford, educated in Milford, and have your kids, follow your footsteps through education. And I'm very proud of our education system. So, it was a great time. It was a great place to grow up. It was a fun time. I remember, playing sports growing up. I played on the Woodmont Packers, D'Amato Brothers Packers. It was like a rec football.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
And then I moved on to the Milford Elks, won 2 state championships.
Oh, here we go. Here it is.
Yeah, championships. So I'm proud of that. I was the quarterback. I learned a lot. Learned a lot about leadership. At a very young age. Had some great coaches along the way. Bob Boss was one of my coaches. There's actually the Bob Boss tournament that they have that the Eagles host. And, he was a great inspiration. Also Coach Ernie Pepe. I played for him on the D'Amato Brothers Packers. And, these are people that lived in Milford and gave back to the community. And that's what I'm doing here today is, giving back and want to run for mayor. I want to be the mayor of Milford.
I love it. So you have been on the board of aldermen for, 12 years? A little longer than that?
Actually, 16 years.
Okay.
16 years.
So you've worked with the likes of Richard Telley and Blake and now Richard Smith for a short period.
Yes. I've had the privilege of working with 3 mayors, and I've had a front row seat, to city government. So I have a lot of experience and knowledge, and I'm capable of moving Milford forward with that.
What are some of your current high-standing issues you have with the town?
So the most relevant issue I would say right now, because I'm knocking on doors and I'm, as a sitting alderman, I've seen people come to City Hall and, voice their opinion on the uptick of crime. And people know we're between Bridgeport and New Haven. We have 5 exits off of 95. So as the next mayor, if I can help in any way collaborate with the chief of police and bring down crime, that's something that I want to work diligently on. I think it's very important because it's affecting our neighborhoods. It's affecting our post-mall. There's a lot of people coming in from out of town. So I think this is an area where we could improve upon.
So I just told you a little story about when we kind of first introduced ourselves to each other, and the very next morning a car in my I live in Colonial Manor, was basically 4 minutes, like NASCAR pit crew came in, jacked up this car, stole all 4 tires, and was gone in an instant in a black van. We have video surveillance, no license plate, just in and out. and I'm 4 in the morning. I'm probably 2 minutes from the highway. They get in and out, and so what like is it more? Do we need more funding for police? Do we need more community outreach? Neighborhood watch type stuff. I literally just had a conversation in the laundry room with the lady that lives above me, and a couple cars got broken into again recently.
Okay.
Stuff stolen. And, we put the cameras up. She's like, well, what do we do now? Do we get gates? Do we, hire a security guard? This is all HOA shit. And, we're already tapped out as much as it is. Where do we want to, like, do we personally want to try and prevent this? Because it's not just our place. This happened over off of exit 36, too.
Right.
I think they got 4 cars the same way in a parking garage, where you think, I should be safe in there,
Yeah.
What are some of the, things that you think could help us move in the opposite direction of where we're moving now?
I think by collaborating with the police chief and understanding, his long-term plan, I truly believe that, the police department could use more officers. I think recruiting officers is a big problem.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of officers that have retired. So we need to give these new officers incentives to come to Milford to, provide us with their services. So I would look into incentivizing new police officers and recruiting them. I think this will help, with having more of a police presence. I can tell you that the community has been very diligent. You mentioned reach out. I know that they've reached out to me personally about certain things. We just had that big party, that big pool party.
Yeah, that was mentioned on this show.
Yeah,
pool party's gone wrong.
I happened to visit with the neighbors this past weekend because unfortunately there was another pool party. The music was loud, I would agree, and it's not something that the neighbors should have to tolerate.
Right.
So we're looking into different ways of tempering that down. I think going out there and learning about the different types of crime. As you know, they started with the catalytic converters.
Yep.
And from there they went to, stealing the whole car, the entire car,
tires and
yeah, these things are progressing, and I think having more of a police presence is going to be probably one of the biggest things that we can do immediately. And, this way we can better patrol. We have the beaches, especially this time of year. You have downtown with the nightlife, the restaurants.
Yeah.
You have the whole industrial corridor of Milford that they have to obviously protect businesses.
Right.
I know businesses that have had vehicles stolen, property stolen from, literally from outside their building. These things, obviously are problematic. And we have, the whole commercial corridor. We have, the mall. We have all of the retail. So, it's a lot. It's a lot, and it's a busy time of year. And, I think the more support that we give our police and, let them know that they're valued and incentivize them, I think we're going to turn the corner.
So, full disclaimer, some of my opinions do not necessarily reflect yours. I want to make that clear.
Okay.
Some of my thoughts on crime in this town, I think you hit the nail on the head. We obviously need more resources. We need more police officers. I think with everything that happened, just the way the state of the nation is, a lot of these guys are retiring because they can.
Right.
And they get their full pension at 20 years in Milford. And I don't blame a single one of them for saying, see you later. It's a hard job as there is. I don't think they get the respect they deserve anymore like they used to. I mean, when I was a kid growing up, now I'm not from Milford, I'm from Massachusetts, but
Okay.
been in Milford for 25 years. A cop was half scary to see and half like you were like, oh, that's a cop. Like there was that level of respect. and authoritative, and law and order. And I just I don't think there's enough punishment to warrant these kids or criminals to care.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned when you were younger, because I remember, when I was younger too, and I felt the same way about police officers. And my thoughts are, if we had a community outreach, because we talked about outreach with the schools, to get to know the police officers at a very young age, I think that will, speak volumes, as they grow older, to learn what the police actually do and how they do it, so they can see it firsthand. I actually had the opportunity to go through the Citizens Police Academy.
Okay.
As an alderman. So I saw firsthand. I did a ride along with one of the sergeants. I mean, we have the biggest truck stop,
right,
okay, in the state. I mean, when you drive by it, you can't really appreciate how many trucks are parked there.
Oh, yeah.
If you drive through there, Jeremy,
yep,
there's hundreds
yeah,
at any given time, every night, and there's a lot of people coming in and out of Milford, and that needs to be patrolled. And these are the things that you learn, by going through that academy as a citizen, and the things that they have to deal with.
And you never would have thought of it,
Never.
It opens your eyes to a lot of really what can go on. Not saying it does necessarily, but how easy it is. For all levels of crime.
Right.
From just stupid pickpocketing all the way up to, trafficking and, sex trafficking. We got a lot of motels in Milford, and a lot of that stuff happens right there.
And they all have to be patrolled, and, it's not an easy job.
And this town is huge. Like it's a big town.
Yes.
There's a lot of, there's parts of this town here, 25 years, I'm like, where are you talking about? Where's that?
Yeah.
I've never been down there,
So I think it's through investment, and I advocated for more police officers when Mayor Blake was in office, and this was a couple years ago, not this past budget cycle, but prior to that. And, we voted on it, but it didn't pass.
Yeah.
The Republicans wanted it. It was brought to our attention by the police chief. It was part of his long-range plan, because, like you said, these guys are retiring, and we need to replace them. And, the only way we're going to stay ahead of it is we gotta keep, looking for more police officers to do that job. And it's not an easy job.
No, not at all. I see it firsthand downtown, late night. And, we pretty much, I'm not going to name the officers that work, but I'm sure you know some of them. And, they pretty much just stand their ground. They just get abused, at the end of the night. I try to tell everybody, these guys don't want to arrest you. They don't want the paperwork at fucking 3 a.m. They just be respectful.
Right.
Right. You're the idiot that started something, not the police.
Right.
And I see these guys, they immediately pull out their cell phones and they're waiting for a reaction from the officer. And these guys they're pros. They're like, I'm not falling for your shit.
Yeah.
I want to go home to my wife and kids later and finish my shift,
Yeah. The police, they want everyone to go home safely.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to have fun. Everyone's entitled to have fun. But, sometimes, unfortunately, things get out of hand, and that's, why they're there. And, they're very effective, in those situations. And, just the presence alone, has a lot of, meaning. So people think twice,
Yeah.
People should think twice,
I think this is a topic that we could just, there's so many facets to it. And I don't have statistics in front of me. I don't know if you know any top of your head, but is the percentage of crime up from, let's say, pre-pandemic levels? Is there any?
Well, the unfortunate part is from what I am being told, the violent crimes are up. And that's always very concerning to me. Overall, Milford's very safe.
Right.
I truly believe that. This is an influx of people coming in from out of town. and basically, committing crimes. And like you said, they're in and they're out.
Yeah.
I mean, they jump on the highway and they're gone. I mean, the police can't chase,
Right.
so it gives the criminals more incentive, I guess.
Right. No.
I
Perfect.
mean, and that's what we're dealing with. It's the aftermath, of maybe a bad policy, police accountability bill.
Yeah.
And this is what we're all dealing with. We're dealing with it, on a state level, and and Milford, has its challenges, but I'm confident enough that once elected mayor, I want to work with the police department hand in hand and see if there's any way that we can, possibly make it safer. That's what people expect, and they're entitled to that. They're paying tax dollars, and they should feel safe, and people want to feel protected. And and that's how I grew up. I never questioned, or my parents never questioned where I went. If I was going to the mall, that there was going to be an
riot.
issue. Yeah. So but these are the things now that our parents that have kids that are going out.
Outside of the mall, does the police department have other substations? Or is it just the one on the post road, the main one?
Just on the post road, but at one time they did have a substation in the mall.
Oh, they don't have that anymore?
Jeremy,
I don't go in there anymore, so I don't know.
I don't think so. I know that they patrol the mall, but I don't know if they have a substation there. But at one time they did.
I remember they did, because they had a lot of problems going on with the kids.
Well, we had the mall brawl,
Yeah.
which made world news.
Yeah.
And that's what they did to to control the environment at that time. But a lot of this stuff is happening not just inside, but it's the parking lot. It's when you're coming out of the mall, going into the mall. You have to be careful. You have to watch
Right.
around you and be aware of your surroundings.
That's one thing I teach my girlfriend's son. He's 13. He's going to be 8th grade at East Shore.
Okay.
And he likes to fish downtown by himself. And this actually this happened just the other day. So it was, what's today? Tuesday? It was Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And he went down and he's fishing at the duck pond. And I was running some errands, and it started to rain. So he texted me, "Can you come grab me? It's raining." And I said, "No problem. I'll be there in like 10 minutes."
Right.
So I drive down, and as I could see him, and I see him texting me at the same time. And I know no texting and driving, but I look down. I just look down at it, and he says, "There's a guy here like scaring me."
Yeah.
But I don't see anyone around him, because I could visually see him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't even respond. Like, I see him, so I go up. I come around by Parsons, and he's right there by what's in the middle? City Hall? Is that City Hall in the middle?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's right by City Hall fishing right there. So I rolled down my window. Said, "Everything all good?" He goes, "Yeah. See that guy outside of the courthouse?" Mm-hmm. I said, "Yeah." He goes, "He's screaming really bad stuff." I said, "All right, get in the car." So he packs all the shit up in the car, and now I have my brother on the phone. I'm just shooting the shit with him.
Right.
And I roll the windows down, and it's just I don't want to call him a homeless man, but he looked like a homeless man, because that's another one. That's one issue we will tackle in the future. But he had like a bunch of luggage with him.
Right.
And Braden was not wrong. This guy was screaming at the top of his lungs, F-U-N.
Oh, wow.
Like, I'm like, he's like, "What should we do?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Well, I'm just going to call somebody first that knows that I know that can get police over there."
Okay.
Because this is not going to end well, probably for that guy, and he's probably having mental health issues.
Sure.
And he's screaming racial epitaphs at the top of his lungs.
Yeah.
On a Saturday at 2 o'clock in downtown Milford.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell is going on? So I get home, make the call. Unfortunately, that call did not help. And then now it's like an hour later, not even an hour later, 25 minutes later. And I'm like, all right. So I call the non-emergency police number and just tell them. And they're like, they said it was taken care of, let's say.
Well, that's...
So I'm sure somebody else saw this guy.
Yeah.
I'm like... I don't know. I was just so the point of that story is I actually was like, listen, you see that, walk away, and we kind of have some entry points in Milford where I'd want him to go. One being Stonebridge,
Right.
where he knows everybody and can wait it out there, or tell somebody what's going on. Or two, my buddy Isaac at the barber shop. Like, he cuts his hair. I'm like, go see Isaac. Isaac will take you in if you're, fearful of a crazy person.
Right.
Or whatever it could be 20 kids on bikes that are, just walk away, walk the other direction. But be aware.
Right.
Be aware.
Well, I think that's great. I mean, we have to educate our kids, right? And we have to give those, recommendations out to them to give them something to think about,
Right.
when they're, potentially in that type of situation.
Right.
So that's good sound advice. I think some of these people get dispersed from other communities and they end up in Milford, and they could possibly have mental health issues, challenging issues. But we do have an outreach. We have the best, nonprofits. I mean, we have a lot of resources that, would help these types of, people
Right.
if they needed it. But, yeah, I mean, it's all part of, Milford. I mean, it's things happen. You just have to know how to deal with them.
Right. And I see it walking out of work at 2 a.m., some of the kids.
Yeah.
And, 99% of them are just, having a good time, had some drinks. But, we never let girls walk alone. We walk everybody out. We walk out as a group.
Good.
You know what kind of business we're in, so
Sure.
we could be targets very easily. So we try to be as safe as we can, And the cops, they're always like, you want to ride your car? They're always super nice, so. Because, like, back in the day, when we were done, there was no one on the streets. Now all these kids are waiting for Ubers.
Yeah.
So we're literally heading home before the patrons are. Like, it was never like that before.
Right. You were the last ones to leave.
Yeah, God, it was, but now we don't count as much money because it's all credit cards now.
Okay.
So we're done, 2:15, heading home.
And they're
It
still
used to
out
be
there.
3:30. Yeah, they're out there till, because, one, they jack up the Uber prices, so they get here for $20, but they got to spend $100 to get home. Mm-hmm. And they got to wait. There's only so many Ubers, on a Saturday night in Milford.
I remember seeing the police command vehicle.
Oh, they had the unit down there, yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it this summer, though.
No? See.
Not recently.
Yeah.
It might have been there at some point, but...
Yeah, I remember
the big
seeing
command
it,
unit center thing.
which is good. I mean, that's...
Yeah, they would park it right on the hill of the train station there.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I remember seeing police on bicycles. I don't know. Do you remember that?
I remember cops on bikes, yeah.
Now, have you seen
I
any
haven't
cops?
seen that, no.
Like, that's something, I want to look into. I'm just, curious because I used to see, police on bikes. But maybe it's staffing. Maybe it goes back
I think
to
it's
that.
100% staffing at this point.
I
I mean, I even talked to the cops at my place,
Mm-hmm.
and I said, hey, twice a night if you're on the beat, you stop down Colonial Manor and just drive through, and I don't want preferential treatment, but yeah, I do.
Right.
But, it's the complexes that seem are the ones getting hit. But there's people that live in houses and their cars are getting robbed right in their driveway too, so.
I know. It's so unfortunate.
And my advice is don't confront them.
Never.
It's just material stuff. You can get
Never.
it back.
Yeah.
You have insurance. I think somebody confronted somebody at the Walmart stealing a cat converter,
Yeah.
and somebody got shot or beaten with a tire iron or something. I don't know.
Yeah, well, prior to that, somebody heard a noise from inside their house at night. This gentleman walked out his front door in his driveway to confront, whatever
Right.
the noise was. Wasn't
Right.
sure, but it was obviously a sawzall. Somebody, trying
Cutting
to
it
take
off,
out,
yeah.
and got assaulted by the sawzall and got
cut.
on his face. I mean,
It's
these
not
are the
worth
things
it.
that you
You
don't
don't know
want
if they're packing heat. You don't know what they're bringing with them.
Nah, you don't want to take matters into
No.
your own hands. You just want to, make the call,
Right.
and let the professionals deal with it.
Right. The guy will probably be on the highway by the time they get there, but it is
Maybe,
what it is.
maybe not,
Yeah. They could be right around the corner too.
Exactly.
And I don't even want. I mean, it's you think a cop's coming, and that's still scary for them because they don't know what they're up against either.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, you don't know how many guys are in, like, this van was like 3 to 4 people. And like I said, and they're probably not there to hurt anybody. They're just, they're collecting a paycheck from.
Yeah.
Now, why don't they investigate the chop shops a little more? Like, they're selling them somewhere. Some of these guys are so brazen, they sell them right on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, they shouldn't be doing that, but they put some legislation in place to the scrap yards.
Yeah.
Not to take the catalytic converters, unless it's documented.
Right. Almost like a pawn shop, like,
right.
Show ID. This
exactly.
is right.
I mean, and I think that's, deterred a lot of people from doing it. But to your point, these guys are selling them online. Mm-hmm. So it's hard.
How do you stop that? But at the same time, I mean, isn't it traceable? Like, Bob from New Haven. Is selling 4 brand new Honda Accord tires with rims. $800 OBO. Well, who the hell is Bob from New Haven?
I don't know. I think when things like that happen, these people are almost, watching. They're watching, and if they see something, they're gonna act on it. That's premeditated. When it comes to things like that. I mean, there's no way that you can do that. It's got to be premeditated. Like what you saw coming out of Stonebridge, right? You saw the car on what, crates or blocks?
That was out of my apartment building, yeah.
Yeah, so you got to bring the crates, right?
Right, oh yeah. They were like, you got some milk crates over there.
So
it was so surreal. Like, I'm like, I didn't even know it was a crime.
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe this dude was changing his tires and he only had milk crates to rest it on. I don't know. And then I'm like, oh, wait. Yeah, they did that. Holy shit.
So listen, we got the Oyster Fest coming up this weekend.
We do.
So are you going?
Going?
You going to be there? What's going on?
I'm working.
Oh, you're working.
10 a.m. to 3 a.m.
Oh, it's going to be busy.
Oh, it always is.
It's gonna
Weather
be busy.
looks good.
It does.
Early on. I know it's fucking been a wacky year of weather, but
it does. And you know what?
Good.
You know what I'm excited about is the Friday night, because it's a lot of Milford people.
Yeah.
What do they call that? Oyster
Eve. Oyster Eve.
Yeah, Oyster Eve.
Yeah. So I'll do a little plug for me, and then we'll plug your event as well. So Stonebridge is basically,
the staple.
It's so funny. So I've been working there. It's my 24th year.
Yeah.
And let's go back 10 years, right? People would just go to the event, and then they'd come in around 5 and watch the Rum Runners play, and it was just kind of a thing. Not anymore.
What?
These guys come to Stonebridge at like 1 o'clock, and they just stay there. They try to get their table. They don't even care who's playing down on the green or who's up on the green.
Yeah, because you guys, like, after the Oyster Fest ends, right? Everybody just walks up there.
It just walks up there. It's
That's great.
Nuts. And the Rum Runners, so they actually play at the top of the stairs down into the crowd.
Right.
And it's awesome. And like, the sun sets a little earlier every day now. So by like 7:30 it's dark, and they got their light show going. It's quite a scene. Like, if you guys, I recommend doing the Oyster Fest. Go see Lou Graham. I think everyone's gonna know every song he sings from Foreigner.
Absolutely.
I almost wish when they press released that out, they said Lou Graham from Foreigner, because everyone was texting me, who the fuck's Lou Graham? And I didn't know. I'm like, I don't know. So I had to Google it, and I'm like, you all can Google it yourselves, by the way. It's not that hard. But I'm like, oh, the dude from Foreigner. And then I looked at his last set list he had, and I knew every single song.
Of course.
And I'm like, everyone does this every year with me. They're like, oh, this is going to suck. And then they come up, I'm like, wow, what a great time.
Listen, Jeremy, I'm an 80s kid.
Yeah.
Foreigner, Double Vision.
Yeah.
All those albums. That's when you went out and bought an album. That was before.
You actually read the covers and all the artwork and everything. It sucks now, man. I actually went to the movies yesterday by myself. Kind of weird, but it was show research.
Okay.
And they still give you tickets. Like, I got a ticket.
Oh, was it on your phone or nothing?
No, I could have, but I'm like, I walked up and I didn't know what time I was supposed to look at, and so everyone's at the kiosk getting their shit, and there's one poor lonely lady just waiting for someone to help. So I decided, I always do that. Like, I always go to the bank teller.
Yeah.
I don't go to the ATM. I always make, I do self checkout at Stop and Shop, but.
So, funny story. When I was growing up and I went to the movies, if it was like a really good movie.
Yeah.
you had to go back to see it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I think I saw Star Wars like 18 times.
I saw the one I remember. So I was born in 74.
Yeah.
So Indiana Jones, The Temple of Doom.
Okay.
I remember we saw it opening night, and we waited like an hour in line for tickets.
Wow.
And then I think I saw it 5 times after that when it's like started to dissipate, and I could just go see it without waiting. But yeah, I mean, it was awesome. Like, especially as a kid, you're like,
yep,
this is great.
It was great.
Return of the Jedi, I think I was 80. Star Wars was 74, right? Or 72? Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was too, I mean, obviously I've seen the movie, but I was too young to see it in the theater. But I think Return of the Jedi was the first time I saw a Star Wars movie in the theater.
It was different back then. I don't know. It seemed like things had more...
It's an event.
Right.
It's not, I mean, actually, the movies are pretty cool now. You got the recliners.
Yeah.
You know, you're just chilling. You're not on top of each other. You know, granted, there's 4 other people at 1 o'clock in the afternoon watching this movie with me. I felt like Pee Wee Herman. But, no, I saw Sound of Freedom.
Okay.
And I'm actually doing a podcast tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to release it tomorrow, but with a friend of mine that saw it. And I actually had a girl on here that is a super advocate.
Right.
She is on the front lines, and she's been dealing with a lot of politics in East Haven.
Okay.
About trying to do fundraisers for her company, We Are One Inc. And basically she goes after the massage parlors and tries to get them shut down. And it's kind of, I've done 2 shows with her. Her name is Ashley Fan, but like, it's this whole thing with East Haven Fire Department, Police Department. Like, they gave her blessing to use their logos and do a touch-a-truck, and then the city mayor shut it down.
Is that right?
Cease and desist, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So she still went on with the fundraiser, but, you know, I don't know, it's kind of crazy, you know. It's a wacky world.
Yeah.
But I recommend going to see the movie. It's probably coming out soon on.
I will. I'll definitely do that.
But it barely got any press, barely got any fanfare, but it's a true story.
Is it?
Yeah, it follows a guy that worked for Homeland Security, left his job. So he had busted a lot of pedophiles, but never got a kid back. Because once these kids are taken, it's like you're basically... It's a needle in a haystack trying to find them.
Wow.
And found one. And realized that boy, not to be a spoiler, had a sister. And they both got abducted at the same time. But they were down in, like, South America. And he worked for Homeland Security, so they can't really do anything outside the United States. So the fucking guy quit his job.
Wow.
Said, I'm going to find this girl. And watch the movie and see how it ends. It's pretty crazy shit.
Yeah.
And he testified before Congress and got more funding and got more awareness to it all. And pretty interesting movie. Sad, but
yeah, very
sad.
Very sad.
You know, I hate when they go after the children.
Not good.
No,
not good.
God's children. But see that I told you we go off tangent a little bit here.
Yeah, no, it's fun. It's fun. I'm enjoying it.
So what do you do on Oyster Fest? You're going to be obviously promoting your campaign.
Yeah, that's a big part of it. Now that I'm running for mayor,
You got something you're setting up, something, or
no?
Just gonna walk around.
I'm gonna walk around, but I'm gonna volunteer a few hours. You know, the Republicans. We have a tent down there. We raise money for our under ticket.
Yeah.
For our Republican town committee.
Yeah.
Because we have people running for alderman, board of ed, planning and zoning. So that's one of our big fundraisers, and we sell food. So I'll be down there volunteering as well.
I mean, if you make it up to Stonebridge, I mean, I'll take a plate.
Yeah, okay, all right.
As much as I love Stonebridge food, I can't eat it every time I'm there. I like outside food sometimes.
Yeah, Stonebridge, they do a great job, and they're great to the community. They're very generous. They give back.
Yeah, Richie's great with that stuff.
It's a great place.
Yeah.
I love the fountain.
Oh,
I mean, I got to tell you, I drove by it the other day, and I said to my wife, I said, the fountain just makes the whole place.
It was the best idea they had, and
it was. Whose idea was that?
So that was Phil's, his son Phil.
Okay.
And we actually had a tragedy through work. We lost Tommy Brockert.
I do remember
in a motorcycle accident. It happened literally right before. It was either right before or right after we put the fountain up. So now it's literally called the Tommy Brockert Memorial Fountain. So we dedicated it to him.
Yeah, that's nice.
He started there before I did. He started there. I think he was like 16 years old.
Wow.
And he passed away about 3 years ago. Yeah, sad. But he was such a good kid, such a hard worker. But yeah, it was all kind of. But yeah, it's and it lights up, and goes green for St. Patty's Day and red, white, and blue on 4th, and also it's pretty neat. And sometimes when it's windy, it just fucking blows.
Does it?
We gotta shut it off. Yeah.
You guys have like a boat or a raft? You go out there and
it's like a string. I think we can pull it in.
Yeah.
Some of the big storms, it actually big storm we had last year.
Yeah.
It got trapped underneath like the big like wood and tree branches were coming down and it trapped underneath. We had to get a diver in to get it out.
I like the lights too at night.
Yeah. No, it's cool. It's definitely a great addition to the downtown area. So Oyster Fest obviously Saturday. Park wherever the hell you can. I say Uber in, Uber out.
A lot of people come here from out of town.
Oh, it's huge out of town day.
Yes. It's good for downtown.
What's the average
business.
attendance? I've heard 50,000. I've heard 30,000. It's not a ticketed event, so you really can't
gauge it. I don't know. That's a good question, but if the weather's good, it could be up to 50. I would think.
Yeah, I would think so too. When we had Bret Michaels, I think that was like the busiest.
That was the best.
That was
probably the best festival ever.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you, I've been going to it faithfully. Eddie Money, I got a chance to eat Eddie.
Yeah.
Meet with him when he came, and I'm in line, and he's there with his daughter, and his daughter had this little dog, Bogart. She called him Bogart.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because she was singing backups and she was performing as well. And I come up to the line and I says, "Hey Eddie," I says, "It's a pleasure to meet you. I grew up with MTV. I watched all your videos." He's like, "Oh, cool." He's like, "Listen," he's like, he just came out of the trailer to do a little meet and greet. He's like, "This is the Oyster Fest, right?" I go, "Yeah." I go, "Why? What's up?" He goes, "They're serving me cheese and crackers."
Right. Where the fuck are my oysters?
Yeah. So I says, "No problem." I took care of it. Got him some oysters. I mean, regular guy. It's a shame.
Yeah.
But just honored to have met him. Just a nice guy. Took so much time to spend with the fans. Was in no rush.
Yeah.
You could just tell. Jeremy.
Just
he was just one of those guys, and he was a police officer.
Was he?
Yeah.
No kidding.
A New York police officer. And then
shit.
he always was in a band.
Right.
And it just took off.
Yeah.
And became Eddie Money, and still listen to his music today.
Yeah. I loved it when he came back and did like the Geico commercials or whatever it was. Do you remember that? Yeah, like 10 years ago.
Really?
You don't remember that?
No.
It was just like he was like making fun of himself, which I appreciate about celebrities to no end. Like when you can actually like look in the mirror. Yes, humility is a huge thing for me. And I just remember that. It might not have been Geico, but it was like Aflac or Geico or one of those insurance commercials. And yeah, YouTube it. They were funny. But the quick Bret Michaels story, I never met him, but his two right-hand man, stagehands, came up to Stonebridge for lunch that day. And me and Campy were trying to like, I think Bret could come up and sing with the Rum Runners for a couple songs. Like, no one's got to know. Just, like, pop in and pop out. And he's like, I don't know. I'll ask him, blah, 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 blah. So I pour him a Diet Coke, and he's like, what kind of Diet Coke is this? And I'm like, well, it's actually a local company called Castle Beverage.
Okay.
He goes, can I take some to go? And I'm like, sure, why? He's like, Bret Michaels is going to love this Diet Cola. And I'm like, okay. So the guy, like, takes 2 sodas to go.
Mm-hmm.
They never came back, but the word is the guy kind of said this to us. He goes, you probably have a 5% chance of this actually happening because this was the last stop of their tour for 4 weeks. So literally after the show, everyone just scatters and goes back to their home lives and does it, which I completely understand. But he said if we didn't have a show, let's say we didn't have a show till Monday or Tuesday, he probably would have come up and done it because he's done shit like that.
Yeah, they
before.
like jump on separate planes.
Yeah, they're gone. They scatter. I like how cool would that have been if Bret Michaels just popped in and started singing for Johnny and the Rum Runners.
Well, the rumor was that he was going to go to Stonebridge and play because he knew that the Rum Runners were firemen. And he had a connection with firemen. I don't know if it was his dad, but somebody in his family was a fireman, and he always appreciated firemen for their service, and he was the type of guy that would do something like that.
Right.
But maybe it was just a long day, long tour.
Yeah, those guys.
Yeah.
But try to sneak him into Stonebridge.
I mean, he won The Apprentice, Bret Michaels. He was on The Apprentice.
The
Remember that?
Apprentice?
Yeah.
Oh, does that mean he's a trumper?
Maybe. I'm not sure.
We're not talking about that today. Come on. Did we have a pre-show about this? All right. Well, let's get to your fundraiser now. So obviously Saturday's the Oyster Fest, and if you want to see Tony, he'll be around walking the streets, handing out $5 bills to everybody.
Absolutely.
But,
so, Jeremy, this is a fun FUN raiser. All right, it's all about having fun, and I've been going to these political fundraisers for many years, and we're trying to do something different.
Yeah, kind of boring for the most part.
Yeah, they could be boring.
I used to work these at Stonebridge all the time.
Yeah, everyone wants
bunch of stiffs in here.
Yeah, everybody wants to speak. I'm going to say a few words, but I want to give back in my way too. I mean, the people that supported me, I think they're going to really enjoy the venue. Stonebridge is great. We're bringing in this band U2 Nation.
Yes.
So if you like Bono, if you like U2, I mean, there's a lot of inspirational music, a lot of meaning, and we're gonna have a blast.
So this is Tuesday, August 22nd. I know when you called the other day, I'm like, fuck, I'm out of town. You're like, no. I'm like, I know. We go to Lake Winnipesaukee or somewhere every year, and it's always right after the Oyster. But I'm like Bret Michaels. I scatter after the Oyster Fest.
I was ready to have you MC the event, but
I'll do something for you. Tuesday, August 22nd at my restaurant, Stonebridge Restaurant, 6 to 8. U2 Nation is playing the whole time, or
no? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a DJ from like 6 to 7.
Okay.
Yeah. Because when people come in, I'm gonna have a little red carpet set up.
Nice.
And we're gonna do a little, photos.
Yeah.
I want to meet and greet the people.
Got a little backdrop,
little backdrop, little
nice.
Tony G.
Yeah, nice.
Yep. So we're gonna do that, and then the band will come on at 7, play at about 8:30. And we're gonna have a blast, and we're gonna be there probably way into the
wee hours of a Tuesday night.
I think so. Yeah. I think we're gonna draw the Friday night crowd.
Oh, shit.
On a Tuesday night.
Oh man, I'm a little upset. I'm not gonna be there now. Son of a bitch. So there's a suggested donation: $40 online, $50 at the door. Don't be cheap. It's not going into Tony's pocket.
No, not entirely.
No. Like I said, he's handing $5 bills out to every person he sees at Oyster Fest. I'm gonna come up to 10 different costumes.
Jeremy, these events.
No, it sounds great. It's different.
It is.
I've seen a million of these come through Stonebridge, and like I said, it's usually we put out some pasta and they get a drink ticket, and that's it. And they come and go. I could see them hanging out, having a good time, and drawing interest from maybe passersby, people sitting in different restaurants around town, hearing the music on a random Tuesday night. A good band, obviously, U2.
I could tell you, this U2 Nation, they've played Caesar's Palace down in Atlantic City. They've played, I think it's called the Stone Pony. You ever hear that?
No.
In New Jersey?
No.
Yeah.
On the shore? Or?
On the shore, yeah. And they travel all over the country. And, they were nice enough to work with us. I'm very appreciative of that. I ran into them one night. They were doing a little acoustic, and, it really touched me. So I want to bring them to Milford. I want to introduce, all my supporters to them, and it's going to be a great time. The money is going towards, obviously, the campaign.
Right.
We're doing, a lot of social media. I did a video. Did you see my video?
I don't think I did.
Oh, come on. You got to see my video.
I'll watch your video.
All right. I want you to watch my video because, the guy that did it did a great job, trying to get my message out there by raising the money. We're doing mailers. We got billboards on reserve. We're going to have a big billboard across from Stonebridge. So that's coming.
That's yours?
It's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming, yeah.
That's a tough get.
The billboard?
Yeah.
I
know they reserve it this time of year for politics.
They do. They're very fair, I should say.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
I wanted to put my logo up there for a month, but I think
Oh, really?
yeah, like when I first started, like get the word out, people driving around. I didn't give a fuck about the price, but I was like, just get it up there. And then, I think the realtor guy might have had it for like the 11 months or 10 months of the year outside of the political spectrum.
Okay.
But whatever. And I was like, don't worry about it. But if I was ever to put a billboard anywhere in Milford, that's the one you want to be on.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know how many cars coming around that corner all day long?
And it's funny now. I noticed there's like traffic.
Oh, yeah.
Like especially like on a Friday when people are getting out of work, it's like all backed up to New Haven Avenue just to go through downtown.
It takes me 15 minutes to get to work. This should take me 2.
So, I think that they're going to have time to look at the billboard.
Oh, yeah. Is your pretty face going to be on it or just Tony G from Milford?
We're talking about it. We're going to, it's possible. It's possible. I love the logo.
Yeah, the logo's good.
I
like it.
The Tony G thing, from a very young age, a lot of people couldn't pronounce my last name.
Uh-huh.
So one of my coaches back in the day, he just started with the Tony G, and it just kind of stuck. So
now you are officially or unofficially running against Kerry Rowland?
Officially, I am the endorsed Republican candidate. Yes, that would be correct.
Do we have any debates coming up? Anything like that?
Not that I know of, not that I heard of.
If
but
you guys want to sit in this room,
yeah, it's a great room. I like it. You know,
I'd probably have to put up a Kerry Rowland sign, but just to be fair,
you have to be fair.
No, I thought it would be 100% fair in something like that. I'd be biting my tongue a lot of the time, but no, just kidding. Yeah, I think when I had Ben on, I had him on right after he won his re-election.
Which one?
His last
one. His last one? Okay.
And I had talked to him beforehand, and I was like, you want to come on with, I forget who was who was running against Ben last time?
Oh, Pete Berube.
Yeah.
Peter. He's on the board of he's running to be, he's running for the board of
And I asked Ben, I said, it doesn't have to be like a freaking CNN debate hall, town hall or anything, but if you guys have some opposing views on something, come on and let's let everyone hear about it. Yeah. And which direction you might want to take that. Like maybe Kerry has different ideas on how to deal with crime than you do. Right. Or vice versa. Whatever the topic may be.
Okay.
But it's something I'm always down for. I love it.
Yeah.
I'll keep it fair and short and sweet, keep it to about 45 minutes. And
okay.
You guys can shake hands and she can leave and we can have a beer after.
That sounds like that could be interesting.
Yeah.
That could be interesting.
I feel like everything is consumed through video and audio now.
Right.
Where is someone going to read print on what you want to do? Or is somebody more inclined to watch or listen to you two actually have an intelligent debate? Mm-hmm. Everything's consumed through social media now.
Yes.
It's something that, just you alone, you have all these social, which is great. And we'll promote those right as we're about to finish the show. We'll promote those. But I think it's a great outlet. Obviously, helps me as well. I have my own ambitions. But it's something I'd be willing to mediate.
Okay.
Should your two camps want to actually face to face? But I don't know. I don't know her, so I don't know if she would even consider anything like it. And if she did, she probably wants to go something a little higher than me. I don't know. But I'm the one willing to do it.
Yeah, well, I appreciate what you do because, in your own way, it's like giving back. You have your finger on the pulse of Milford. You invited me on here. You went out of your way to reach out to me.
Yeah.
And, that says a lot about you as a person and your character.
Thank you.
Giving me the opportunity for people to get to know me through your, listeners.
Yeah.
And I've heard all good things about you personally. I've gotten to know you, and you're very friendly. And, I know that all your intentions are good. But, Milford... People in Milford, they just want what's best for Milford, right? We all want to be safe. We all want our kids to have a great education and grow up, in a great city. And, we have great recreational facilities now. You see the fields we have now?
Oh, my God. It's crazy. Just at Foreign alone, those fields down there. Another spot I didn't know existed. Early in the summer, I was just like, I went on a walk and I was walking down. I'm like,
Yeah.
Where the hell did these come from?
Well, that's what I tell the
Gorgeous.
kids, like when I went to foreign, we didn't have that.
Right, you didn't have that back then.
When I played Pop Warner football, these kids are practicing up at the Y. We didn't have a field like that. I mean, I would feel like a Dallas Cowboy walking out onto that AstroTurf field.
Yeah.
So we've come a long way,
Yeah.
And
I tell everybody, this town it offers, I don't think there's a thing it doesn't offer. Like, you have the post road side of town, the big mall.
Yeah.
Then you have, multiple private and public beaches, a state beach. Mm-hmm. The downtown is one of the best in Connecticut, rivals some of the best like Mystic and some other nice downtowns. It's the second largest green in Connecticut, I believe.
The flagpole, I think.
Flagpole is the tallest.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so many things. And
so check this out. What about the music? Think about that. The culture here, right? I mean, there's a lot of live music.
Yeah.
We do all these porch fests. I mean,
Oh,
people
my
have
God.
bands come to their house. I mean, how great is
it's like
that?
300 bands. That might be, it might be something crazy like that.
I mean,
I had those guys on last fall when we were promoting it last fall, and I was like looking at the list, and I'm like, and just the guys that take the time, they're not making any money. They're taking the time to organize something of that grand scale is impressive. And, just coming through this show, I've had like 6, 7, young musicians on that are all aspiring to be great.
Yeah.
And it's great to see their passion sitting across from me, like your passion to be mayor. Like it's inspiring for a lot of people.
Well, for me, I want to promote the city. I want to increase the tourism. And, I want to have people come here and enjoy themselves and have a night out. Entertainment. I mean, those are the things that really people talk about, and just build on it.
Right.
Just build on it. I mean, that's what it's all about. And Milford has the potential. I mean, we got people coming over here on boats now.
Oh, yeah.
For the weekend. I'm sure they come up to Stonebridge, right? And you talk to them. Right?
I've made friends that I go visit when I'm in Long Island.
Oh, really?
That come over on a boat, yeah.
Yeah?
Just met them through work.
And I heard they're big tippers.
Oh, yeah. Those Long Islanders, they got all that money over there.
But I think...
They got the 40-foot boat they're bringing over with the kids.
Yeah. I mean, they bring the whole family. And, and they're looking forward to coming to Milford and experiencing the whole downtown. And we just got to,
And the restaurant scene downtown rivals some of the best places I've been.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there is not... I don't think there's a restaurant downtown that I wouldn't go to. There is one, but...
You know what I want to ask you?
It.
I want to know
Yeah.
where a bartender goes on his night off to hang out. That's what I want to know.
All right, so...
Where do you go? I mean, come on, Jeremy. Where do you go? Where do you like to hang out?
I'll give you...
Tell me.
All right, so this is...
It's got to be somewhere in Milford.
Oh yeah, I'm almost 50, right? So like the days of like
What?
going out on a Monday night and getting hammered are kind of long gone. Doesn't say it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I really like Archie's.
Okay.
We usually go there Sunday night after work. See all our regulars. See Todd behind the bar, Hutch behind the bar. All good dudes. Great community. By the way, it's funny you asked that question, because there really is a strong community of service industry people that we all know each other. I don't want to sound selfish, but I kind of call Stonebridge home base for because me and Campy been there 25 years almost. So we've seen people come and go, but Josh at SBC and the guys at Eli's, Drew and all those cats over there, and then you got the guys at Archie's and everyone at Citrus, and Citrus is a big spot for me too.
Nice. Nice.
I live near Dive Bar, so I'll hang out. I know that's West Haven, but I know everyone. I used to work there, so I'm good friends with the owner. So, and Fratelli's, the boys of Fratelli's,
Yes.
they're always they come in late night on Friday and Saturday when they work their asses off all day and just want to unwind a little bit and have a drink with me. So,
so you guys support each other.
Oh, 100%. You know, and Colony, I go see Lance at Colony. Like I try to hit most of them.
Right.
But I would say Dive, Archie's, Citrus, not in that order. Just are probably the three I would probably stop in the most. But on my nights off, like with going out with my girlfriend, we try to get out of Dodge.
Yeah.
So like we went to Dockside on a Thursday night.
There you go.
And I walked in. I'm like, I don't want to be here. She's like, why? I'm like, I fucking know everyone here.
Oh, really?
Like, it's not. It's just I just like want to have dinner with my girlfriend.
Yeah.
You know, and I love everybody, but like some days you just like.
What are they talking to you about? The podcast?
No, not really. No, just I just know them. Like I know them all personally, and like on a personal level.
Okay.
Not just from the bar, and it's just like and she's always like, you should be the mayor of Milford. You know everybody, and I'm like, one, that's no job I want. I'm not qualified. Second of all, and it's just that's why we like we actually head up the shoreline. We go to Westbrook, this place called oh man, what the heck's the name of it? It's a little burger joint right on Route 1 in Westbrook. We kind of discovered it years ago. And we'll hit there twice a summer, just take a ride up, get out of Dodge, don't need to know anybody.
Yeah.
Almost meet new people, talk to a bartender I don't know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I love all the bars downtown. I try to, I go to SBC, I go to, Eli's. And
I can tell you this, being the mayor, it's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. I mean, I move around a lot. I want to support, all the businesses, in any way.
I asked Ben Blake when he was on the show, I asked him two questions. I said, what's one of your hidden gems of Milford, restaurant-wise, that people wouldn't know? And what, if you have a favorite restaurant, and he wouldn't answer.
He wouldn't?
Hey, he's a politician.
Oh, come on.
So before you become mayor, let me ask you, what are your three favorite spots that you go to in Milford?
I go to Stonebridge.
Yeah.
I always feel comfortable there.
Yeah.
I've been going there. You have to remember, though, when the Capitol Theater was next door.
Right. Yeah.
That's how far back.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's before my Milford
when
time.
I became 21,
yeah,
that was the place where I went, and I've been going back there ever since. And I remember walking in the bar at that time. Richie, I don't know if you know this or not, you probably do, it's kind of like this.
His Wall of Fame.
Yeah, with all these autographs from all these golf tournaments, all these professional football players. And, you just kind of...
I can't believe you took it down. I used to love walking through there.
Yeah, that's like old school.
Yeah.
So...
I think it was like through his father.
Was it?
Yeah, so it was, he I think his father had some kind of ties to the Redskins.
Okay.
So he knew all the Redskins and knew, the Hogs, all those guys. And
so when I was playing football, I always went to football camp, offense, defense... John Dockery football camp. So I met a lot of those guys, that played back then, a lot of the Jets guys.
Yeah.
Tony Dorsett was at offense, defense.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, Richie introduced me to Dorsett at the casino once.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Joe Theismann.
Yeah. He just had I'm trying to get on my podcast, but
what's that?
Lawrence Phillips. No, not Lawrence Phillips, he's dead.
Who?
Tommy Frazier, the quarterback for Lawrence Phillips. So Tommy Frazier was a Nebraska quarterback in the 90s. I think he won back-to-back national championships. He got drafted, but he had a real bad hip injury or some kind of leg injury, and it just never healed, and he just never could perform. If he were to be drafted, I had a conversation with my best friend, and I said, if he were to be playing today's game and drafted, he's like Lamar Jackson. That was, kind of run first but could still throw. And there's a highlight of him, and he broke 10 tackles. It was one of the most famous highlights in the NCAA championship game against Miami.
Wow.
And he was sitting at the corner of my butt because they do all the Walter Camp stuff.
Oh, yep.
So they do the golf tournament in the summer, and they do the Walter Camp Foundation in January. So Richie brings them all down, and they have dinner, and he just sat in my corner, worked that bar when you first walk in.
Yeah.
With Campy. And my corner's to the left.
Yeah.
He sat in my corner for 4 hours just drinking vodka Red Bulls, talking to every girl that walked up to a character. I'm like, dude, I gave him my card. I'm like, you got to come on the show. He's like, yeah, I'm down, but he's got no social media. I don't know how to get a hold of him. So I'm kind of getting on Richie, yo, call your boy Tommy, tell him to come on the show.
What are these people drinking now? I feel like everyone's
in general, it's all gone to the RTDs, they call them.
The seltzers?
The seltzers, the High Noons, the White Claws, these Vivas, stuff like that.
So is it relatively easy to be a bartender now? You don't have to mix as many drinks?
You already have. See, I start with personality. So, yes, if you have the personality, you can figure out the rest as you go.
Oh, all right.
100%. when when I used to do hiring.
Yeah.
And I have a Marriott background as well. You would sit down here and I would talk to you for about a minute. And I'd be like, I would know right away. He's got it or he doesn't. And you got it.
I got it?
You got it.
Listen, I got to tell you, sometimes I walk up...
Do you need a job if you don't become mayor? I mean, is this an interview right now?
Sometimes it's not easy getting a drink, though, at a bar. You have to make eye contact with the bartender. And some of them, do they do it like on purpose? They almost like sometimes not look at you? I'm
one that like I peripherally see you.
Yeah.
If I know you've been waiting a little bit, I'll do the eye contact and give you like you're next kind of thing.
Cool.
Not to toot my own horn or Cam's, we're so fucking fast.
Yeah.
Like you really don't have to wait at our bar. Like Oyster Fest gets a little crazy because one, we know everybody, so our names are being screamed all day.
Wow.
You know, dog, cab, go. It's like, shut the fuck. I know what you drink. I'll get it in a second. You know, like I don't know this person. I got to ask them what they want. You know, so but yeah, I don't get too overwhelmed there. Sometimes on Oyster Fest it gets a little like because it's such a long day too.
Yeah, but you're gonna have help though, right? It's not just gonna be you, right?
Just me and Cam behind that bar and a bar back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's all we need.
You're going to hold it down.
Oh, dude. You have no idea. These kids today, like, I got some good kids at work, but, like I go to bars. Like, I go, I travel a little bit, and when I go, I'm just kind of what you just said. Like, sometimes it's kind of hard to get a drink.
Sometimes.
I've been doing this forever, and I just look. I'll, like, this is how stupid I am. Like, I'll look behind the bar to see how they're set up. Are they set up for failure, or are they set up for success?
Oh, so you're studying.
Like when people come behind my bar, like bartenders I work with, and they'll be like, "It's so easy over here." I'm like, "Because we make it easy. Mm-hmm. Just set it up correctly. Know what your people want. Know what liquors need to be in the well. Have your fruit. Have everything. Just streamline it, and it's easy." And I remember when the Buffalo Wild Wings opened at the mall.
Yeah.
It was on my birthday, whatever year it was, 07, 09, whatever. Went there. And I immediately looked behind the bar, and their whole speed well was filled with like cream de banana and triple sec, and I'm like, that is not a recipe for success. And we took forever to get drinks there, and people running into each other and bouncing off each other. But
well, you guys run a tight ship, and I just noticed that going to other places.
Yeah.
Some people, they don't. A
lot of it's training too.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, like with anything else.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not hard to open, a can of White Claw.
What's the big flavor though? I mean, you got so many flavors, right?
Well, black cherry and the White Claw. We carry the watermelon, pineapple, the High Noon. Viva, we carry the huckleberry and grapefruit. But the new craze now is the Surfsides. So that's a hard iced tea.
So I see you got a hat on.
Yes.
And what
tease the Viva?
Yeah, tell me about that.
So those are tequila seltzers.
Wow.
So they actually are very good. But their thing is, tequila. Tequila's kind of the new craze. Like we sell probably just as much tequila as we do vodka now. And a lot of it's because it's classified as healthier for you.
Is it?
Yeah. It's less calories. It's cleaner.
But in the seltzer form.
I'm talking regular tequila.
Okay.
So the hangover's less, there's less sugar, all that stuff.
Wow, this is all good advice.
Yeah. So what the boys from Viva decided to do is, High Noon's all vodka. Everyone's doing vodka. Well, we're missing out on the tequila craze right now. Mm-hmm. And so they went to somebody in Mexico and branded out the tequila, and it's literally tequila and seltzer with natural flavorings, and it's like 88 calories a can, 0 sugar, 0 carbs, And that's it's what everyone wants now.
But it's all about calories.
Yeah.
Calories.
Like you drink like a Twisted Tea.
Yeah.
It's got like 50 grams of carbs in one Twisted Tea can.
See,
and like all this sugar.
Wow.
They taste good, but they're terrible for you.
Right.
You're better off drinking a Coke, with vodka in it.
What do you like to drink?
I am a Viva guy.
Okay.
I drink the seltzers. I will do a vodka soda, Tito soda every once in a while.
I like Tito's.
Yeah, and I'm a Jameson guy.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, that's a big day for me. Some stuff gets consumed that
I think
day.
it's a big day for Jamison too.
Yeah, they do well that day.
I love walking in the St.
What do you
Patty's.
drink?
I drink Tito's.
Yeah.
I'm not a
Big drinker?
no. I don't really even consider myself a drinker, but I like to have a drink once in a while.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you, walking in that St. Patrick's Day parade
Yeah.
through all the years that I've been on the board of aldermen is like one of the best parades ever. I got to tell you, it's just everybody comes out. There's so much energy. Then everybody goes out afterwards, and you guys have the rum runners on St. Patty's Day too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys, what do you like? Book them like in years in advance?
You know what? It's old hat now. Like everyone knows it's easy.
Yeah.
They love playing there. We love having them, and it's funny. Like the year of COVID, right?
Yeah.
So we shut down. The parade got canceled last minute.
Okay.
I remember Marty, rest his soul, Hardiman came in.
Yeah, Marty. He was on the board.
Yep. And he came in and he said, I think we're going to do it. That was like Tuesday or Wednesday. Mm-hmm. And Thursday they shut it down. And then we all knew. We're like, are we even going to be open? Like at all? Like when are they shutting the restaurants down? Because, we're smart people. We see what's going on. What's getting shut down every day at work? It's they shut the NCAA tournament down. They shut this down. Well, they're not going to allow all these people in Stonebridge. There's no fucking way. Mm-hmm. So the parade gets canceled. We're like, well, there's no protocols yet. Ben hasn't told us anything, so we just opened the patio. And I was so proud of everyone that showed up that day. It was like the parade happened.
Yeah,
it was crazy. And then 2 days later, it was over.
Yeah,
it was over. And that's a whole other
Jeremy,
conversation.
we got to work on getting more people to come out for the Veterans Day parade.
So that is 100% accurate. I think it's a shame.
Yeah.
I think somebody had just posted the other day about the Milford Little League girls softball team.
Oh, that's amazing.
It was a great run they had 2 years in a row. I think they just got tired. They played so many days in a row. But somebody asked, is there a parade for them? And somebody had mentioned, well, why don't they march at the Veterans Day parade?
Perfect.
And somebody, get the Schneid remarks, and then but somebody's like, you know what? That's a great idea because, that parade,
right? Whether
it's injected through something like that or more organically, but it needs more people. It needs more presence. Mm-hmm. And especially over a drunk, as much as we love St. Patrick's Day, it means nothing to us but drinking.
Yeah.
Where the veterans they don't get the respect they deserve.
Yeah.
I don't feel.
Well, we have, done a lot for the veterans,
right.
and I think we should work on possibly doing more. I think there's always work that needs to be done. And I agree. I would love to have more people, come to that parade.
Yeah.
I
don't do it all the time, but I try to always thank a veteran when I see him.
Yeah.
I can't say I'm 100% on it, but I'm batting over 500 though. Like I try to be conscious of it.
Yeah.
My grandfather was World War II, and
wow.
My father was in the Army, but he just missed being deployed to Vietnam. But he's veteran of the Army, but he never served overseas. But it's just these guys have helped me do this and have you
freedom of speech, right?
I
mean, if it wasn't for them, right? We wouldn't have elections.
We'd be speaking German.
Who knows what it would be like? But God bless the veterans. I mean, I don't know. I'm really excited about this election. It's an open seat.
Yeah.
There's a lot of energy.
I can see you got a lot of energy.
I'm knocking on doors,
which
is always cool. It's just sometimes people think I'm selling like
Jehovah's Witness over there.
No, like solar panels. You walk up, and you got your palm cards in your hand. And, no, I'm all set.
I got offered a job to sell solar panels. And I was on like a call, and I called a guy, and I said, before I waste any of your fucking time, is this door to door? And he says, yes. I said, sorry.
Of course it is.
I know it was, but I don't know. It's crazy. All right, so Tuesday, August 22nd at Stonebridge.
Yes.
6 to 8. It's probably going to go longer than 8. I'm actually, you'll see it through Instagram. I'm going to post a picture of us and put a picture of this fundraiser. There's a QR code, one of those fancy QR codes. You scan it.
Yes.
You donate through there. Again,
you wanna
it's not mandatory, but please be generous.
Yeah.
He's spending a lot of his time and energy to help this town be better. I think the town is great, but improvements are always made.
Absolutely. If you want to stay great, you got to keep working. You
can visit TonyGforMilford.com, www.TonyGforMilford.com, and you have the same sites on Instagram. And
yes,
is that where I'm going to watch this video?
Instagram, Facebook, and Tony G and 23.
Tony G, I like that. Tony G and 23. And also for me, my website was tempered. I'm still kind of new to this shit, so I got a website too. www.daydrinkingwithdog.com. It's up. There's some merch on there now. The shows, you can link right through it. The minute I release this show, it goes right to the website, so you can watch it on there. My YouTube channel, you can actually see Tony in person on YouTube. That'll be loaded up later tonight. Day Drinking with Dog. Just look it up on YouTube. My channel's right on there. And I'm sorry I'm not going to be there Tuesday. I'm going to be... Actually, I think I'm going to be on one of those tiki hut bars.
Is that right?
Go out in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, up at Lake Winnipesaukee.
Okay.
Yeah, my girlfriend booked it, so...
Well, you enjoy it.
I'll send you a little selfie, a little FaceTime.
Yeah, please do.
Absolutely. I'll be thinking of you. And after the show right now, we'll pick a date. We'll have you back on in September, great. Early October. Really start ramping up for the election season.
Well, thank you, Jeremy. I appreciate it. I look forward to coming back, and the campaign's in full swing.
Yep.
And there's always more to talk about.
Absolutely. And I appreciate you actually. I don't think people realize what really goes into politics and the time you got to spend, and when you become mayor, how your life will change.
Absolutely. For the better.
For the better. Absolutely. And I would love to have you as our mayor, so you got my vote, and maybe we can set something up and have a little heart-to-heart with the challenger.
Sounds like you just gave me an endorsement. Thank you,
I can't do that until after the debate.
Okay.
Tony, thanks so much for coming on, my friend. We will talk to you in about a month or so. And again, go check him out Tuesday, or you'll see him around Saturday for the Oyster Fest. And always good weather at the Oyster Fest, and that Tuesday as well. So thanks for listening, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks, Tom.